Good morning, I'm Josh Mack, and I am going to explain to you how we incorporated the HQC into our workplace environment. So, in the planning stages, I intended to talk with my boss on how we can improve to get information across, not just to us, but to our bosses as well. The hope was to look for easier ways to communicate with higher ups on how to give needed feedback instead of just emails. So we were going to discuss and brainstorm more effective ways to get in touch and contact them because most of the time it was just their email. So once I got down with my boss on this, we sat down with me and a few of my coworkers and drew up several ideas we can improve communications. One coworker came up with the idea for a suggestion box. The next offered up a way of having more than just a direct boss to be a part of the meetings of discussion. And I offered up a possible way as well to maybe have a monthly meeting where not just my boss, but also our boss's boss is part of this conversation. And basically what it boiled down to was each suggestion was good, but each had its own flaws. Suggestion boxes, while effective in certain work environments, wasn't really going to be effective in ours because it's just another way of doing an email. And we needed that face-to-face or at least verbal communication with our boss that was more than just writing on a paper or writing in an email. The second one was that with meetings, our boss and our boss's boss had meetings during the day, and since we work a third shift, it might be a little hard to incorporate that into the schedule. And for mine, it was kind of the same thing, but from my employees' perspective, or my coworkers' perspective, because we do work a third shift, most of the time we are sleeping during the day, and so we kind of had to come up with a compromise between the three. And so basically what it was is we managed to find a solution that was a compromise between my idea, my coworkers' ideas of having our boss there in some way, shape, or form, and our boss's boss. We brought up how within our meetings we could find a way for discussions and ideas to be heard in a respectful way that made it feel like we were heard. And so what we eventually came up with was we could do a meeting not just once a month, because that would be hard to get everybody who works on night shifts together, but maybe a couple meetings during the month where, yes, we would have to be up during the day, but we can have our boss and our boss's boss there to discuss kind of how things are going in the ER, because as many know, excuse me, healthcare is an ever-changing field in many ways, and through emails, it basically felt like we were kind of being snubbed a little bit, even though that wasn't the intended outcome of it. It was just kind of like, hey, here's what it is, get it done. And there really wasn't a lot of explanation to us. And we would also have kind of our own thoughts of, well, why can't we improve it this way? And while we would tell our boss that we didn't feel it was being communicated properly, or that the one who was making the decisions wasn't hearing us properly, they felt less engaged. They felt like they were just kind of spewing stuff off of a sheet, which maybe they were, but for us to be effective, we felt we had to find a better way to communicate this instead of just complaining to our boss and being like, well, this doesn't work and stuff like that. And so eventually we came to the conclusion that we will set up meetings kind of throughout the month with different employees who work during days, who work during the night, and have a discussion to show, hey, this is what's going on. This is where we feel we could improve it. What's your ideas on this? And really have that open communication between both of us. And so now we're in the process of having our boss look at it and then handing it off to her boss and seeing what she thinks of it. Hopefully it goes well, and I will talk to you guys later. You have a wonderful day.